special session of the Lincoln County Commission on August the 9th, 2010 at 5:30 p.m. is now called to order. Members present is Charles McCann, President, and Charles Evans, Commissioner, and Thomas Ramey via telephone. The sole purpose of this special session is a public hearing on the levy call for the fire protection levy and the emergency annual service levy that will be placed on the ballot at the general election to be held on November the 2nd, 2010.
I think most of you have some of those copies, if not shared, not enough to go around. But basically, one of the things that we heard all during this last session of the 5-year period of the levy was need a little more flexibility, and I think that's what the idea was trying to put into this. If you look at, we start with the fire if you want, that there's the county tax base has increased since the last time, and it would generate somewhere around $500 million for fire protection. And basically the way Alan has got that stated is that the monies that would be generated of $504,000 per year would just be for fire protection to be divided amongst all the eligible fire departments. So be that way each department would decide then how they want to use that money. We didn't put in there, I don't guess, anything to tie you down that general money like that. So I think that's what was the issue the last time. And not only in the fire, but also an issue with ambulance a little bit. But now they were able to do more education than what the fire departments were, I believe, the way I remember. So then if there's additional money, which it could happen, it could go less. I mean, but if the county would grow, then the first $20,000 that would be collected up to that would be in the fire. It would be for communication, basically. At a decision would be to read by radios or do something on the tower or whatever you might decide. But that would be money that would be there to be, I guess, voted on, worked on with the fire association. So, and if there's any additional monies beyond that $20,000 that would be due to growth, then that money would be put in a general county fund for the purpose of countywide needs of fire departments and county commission. And the reason it's worded that way is just like when I don't know, Griffithsville, or maybe somewhere else, if there was a need that something in the way of building a building and they didn't have enough money, then we'd have a little bit of money to help or something like that. But it doesn't, I don't know that there would be any money, but we'd give a little bit of chance there that the county commission could, working with the fire people, do something that would make that happen. Wouldn't have to be spent, divided out again, but could be spent lump sum. But it would be a purpose that help the whole county, I guess. And on the ambulance, basically same thing. It generates a little less money, $445,000 rounded figures. And again, the first $20,000 would be for communication. And then if there's any additional money beyond that, then it'd be administrative for training and capital expenditures or improvements based on what the ambulance authority board would do. Of course, the idea is to put it on the November ballot, and so it would be put in here just like we always do the expense of ballots and elections and things like that would be the expense of the two groups, but it really will be, if it's on the November ballot, there won't be any real expense, because that's going to be, that'll be part of the county expense for running the election statewide.
Mr. McCann?
Yeah.
I have a question. On the EMS side, it says the first $20,000 will be set aside for EMS communications. And you said the second part, if anything is above that, this isn't to the general county fund. Is that for EMS administration, or is that just for general administration?
It could be either way, I think. I don't know that any way, I guess it could be used. It could be used for that, or training, or capital expenditures for EMS.
For EMS?
Yes.
Okay.
That should be stated in there, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we need to clarify there, because, during the time when we tried to run both levies together, special levy, the take that I got from the public out there was, that we were running their fire levy to finance the county commission. We don't want to misunderstand what we're doing here,
Right.
Charles, if you could repeat what he said, I couldn't really hear him.
Come up here if you want to.
The,
Tell us who you are, Doug.
this Doug Eastep from Morrisville. The last time that, when we tried to run the special levy, or the county general services levy, or the EMS levy, that had the parks and everything tied to it, the people had the impression that the fire departments were, if they supported the fire departments on that, they were basically financing the county commission an additional amount. And, we just want to be clear that, that it'll be used for fire services, for the improvements of fire services in the county, just spell it out so that when it appears on the ballot, that they do understand that it is for fire protection.
Right. I understand that. The last time we tried to evenly divide the money 3 ways, basically recreation. Do you think then there's something needs to be added differently, or?
Well, maybe just add that for the county commission for fire protection services or something like that, so, that it is clear.
Okay.
That's the only thing we want.
It's fire protection, county commission fire protection. I've got Trish's already, EMS.
Thank you.
Any of you other guys got anything? Does that sound about right?
That was the concern that we
Okay.
saw right off on that was what Doug's sentiments on the.
Well, that's the purpose of this, is to make sure we get on the right page.
I'm okay with it, if they could clarify that a little bit.
Yeah, I think the rest of it is good, just that little bit of
The
clarification.
main thing I know, when I talked with Al, he want to make sure we didn't tie our hands on the main piece of money. Because we're operating on right now, there is some, one of those things.